Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Alicia. Today's video is all about what I eat in a day on an animal-based diet. And we're gonna get started right now. It's first thing in the morning and I'm gonna have a coffee. The coffee beans that I use in my machine are 75% decaf and 25% regular coffee beans. I just like it to be almost completely decaf and have just a little bit of a lingering kick. So usually it's just an Americano, espresso with water, and then I'll add some heavy whipped cream. And sometimes I'll add some adaptogenic herbs as well. So I like the tincture form. Lion's mane helps you think more clearly, and cordyceps are good for stamina, energy, and stress support. And because they're both adaptogenic, they both support stress and energy quite a bit. As I drink my coffee, I like to spend time journaling just as a way to support my mental health and clarity. So it's still a little bit early, but I'm gonna check if there's any fresh eggs ready. Hi girls. Oh yeah. There we go. And I'm gonna leave them alone so that they can finish up. Good girls. So lots of butter to cook up my only 2 eggs. And I say only 2 eggs because I hear all the time that 2 eggs is not enough, or you're crazy if you only eat 2 eggs. I don't know why people say that. Like, I only ever want to eat 2 eggs. That's like my thing. So I have my 2 eggs and 3 pieces of bacon, some butter and salt, and this is what I have basically every single day. And it seems to do the trick. It's delicious and it fills me up until lunchtime. After breakfast, I took my dog for her morning walk. It's usually about 3 or 4 kilometers through these woods. I spent the rest of the morning inspecting my beehives. I know honey's a little bit controversial on this way of eating, and I do tend to use it more as a medicine than a food personally, although my family totally just puts it on toast all the time. I make herbal syrups that we use in the wintertime when we have a bit of a stuffy nose or a sore throat, but I love my bees. All right, so the bees are done, and time for some ribeye. Time for some lunch. It's 1:30 right now, so I have started to feel hungry, and I took this guy out to thaw. I'm not gonna make it really fancy. I'm just gonna use a bit of this flaky sea salt. It's like super flaky. I love that. I love it when it's like kind of crunchy. And I have a little bit of steak seasoning, and it is a clean one. There's nothing like a filler in here. It's just like salt, pepper, garlic, thyme, onion, mustard. I look for these. Like, they're kind of hard to find. You have to really read those ingredients, or you're gonna end up with something that you don't want, those nasty filler ingredients on there. Tick, tick, tick. So because I'm cooking meat all the time, I keep my air fryer on the deck so it doesn't make the whole house smell like meat all the time. I think meat's delicious, but sometimes you just don't want your whole house to smell like meat all the time. So that'll take about 10 minutes, and then I'll come back and get it. Okay, I think that's long enough. Just ballparking it here. Okay, gonna be fancy here and use a plate. And I think it's nice to put like the drippings on it. Extra fat, extra fat. So good. I don't feel the need to eat anything else with this, like vegetables or anything at all. Just like some salt, maybe some spice, and a beautiful big old ribeye, which you get away with so much when you cook a ribeye. Like other cuts of meat, the cheaper cuts of meat, like you have to actually prepare them in some way. So I know ribeyes are a little bit fancy, and these ones I just buy them at Costco. I buy those like really big ones, and I cut them into smaller pieces because this is enough for me. Like, this is probably like 6 or 8 ounces of meat, and that's all I need personally. I know some people need more, and yeah, there are way cheaper cuts of meat that you could just like reverse sear or do something nice with. But for me, at lunchtime, when I don't need to eat a whole bunch of food and I just want to go really fast so I can get back to my work, this is perfect. This is all I need. All right, I'm headed back out after lunch. I feel so good and like not over full, which is the best because the work I'm about to do is a little bit physical. And you know that gross feeling you get when you're like over full, like maybe a lunch full of carbs or something? Like it would feel disgusting to go out and do what I'm about to do, like some sweaty digging and stuff in the garden. So I love that I can just have a steak and feel this good. So this is it. I've dug all of this out and planted it and put down some straw mulch and, you know, got some of that. And then this is all gone to weeds and dandelions and a big mess, but I'm gonna dig them all out just by hand with a shovel and plant it and mulch it so that the stupid weeds can't come back and create this situation again. You might be curious, why grow a massive garden if I mostly just eat meat? And there's a couple of reasons for that. One is that I still will eat some vegetables. And I've thought about this for a while. Like if I have issues and my healing journey is put on halt because of vegetables, like if I stop having such good results from animal-based, then I'll stop in a heartbeat. Like I'm really, really dedicated to healing, but my family still eats vegetables and there's like nothing better than homegrown. Like my house is like, 100 feet away and it's right here. And there's nothing fresher, there's nothing better than fresh vegetables in the realm of vegetables. If you're gonna grow them, you have to grow them yourself. And another reason is that it's really hard to find things in stores right now, in Alberta anyway. Like, I'm not sure if it's the same where you are, but everything in the store is extremely expensive and like half rotten most of the time. Like it's actually really hard to find nutritious things here aside from meat. Like I'm surrounded by cow farms. I've got half a cow coming in the fall and we have the means and everything to hunt, and like the meat situation's always, well, not, I don't want to say always, but for the foreseeable future it's going to be fine. But I also have a lot of friends who are like single moms and they're on one income trying to survive right now, and the rental market and the housing market has just gone like absolutely insane. Gas prices have gone insane. A lot of people are struggling already and it looks like it's just going to keep going and getting worse. So like that's another reason, like looking after my community in the small ways that I can. Like I keep hens for eggs, bees for honey. I have this big plot of land that I can just throw a whole bunch of potatoes in if I have to. And yeah, it's not optimal food, it's survival food, but maybe some people will need it to survive. So yeah, I might as well just plant it. And like usually a lot of the garden that I put away in my cold room ends up being food for my chickens anyway. Like yesterday I gave them the very last of the pumpkins that I grew last year. And they love that. I smash some pumpkins and throw it in and they can just peck on that all day. They get so bored in there when they're not free ranging my whole property. I feel bad for them, but when I'm planting the garden, like they can decimate it in a heartbeat. So they have to stay locked up for a little while. And we both don't like it, but that's just life. So that's why I'm growing a garden. And I mean, like, also I love it. I love coming out here and working hard and being in the dirt, and it's in my blood. Like my ancestors grew gardens. My grandparents survived on gardens. So there's that element in it for me too. Like I just love being outside. I love working hard. And yeah, even though I mostly eat meat now, and I've actually made some effort to grow a lot of lower oxalate vegetables this year. So we'll see how it goes. I've got some berries in the back. Like there's still some things that I indulge in, and I'll try any variation of this diet just to see what works best for me. I'm 0% dogmatic about it. It's all about results. So that's why. I just took out a couple pounds of beef for dinner. It's gonna have to be a really fast dinner tonight. We need to go be somewhere for 6 p.m. So I'm just gonna cook up some taco beef. All right, so I'm just getting some supper ready here, and it's gonna be taco beef with like all the fixings. My son loves flour tortillas. My husband loves like the hard corn shells. So yeah, I just basically put out everything for everyone. There'll be a plate of vegetables, a plate of lettuce, some sour cream and salsa. I'm just adding all of the spices here. So onion powder, that was jalapenos, a little bit of garlic powder. As you can tell, I'm not one of those animal-based carnivore people who do no spices. This is chili powder, Aleppo chilies. I'm gonna add a little bit of oregano and a little bit of cumin. So there are some oxalates in these spices, but it's such a low dose that it's like well below my like low dose or maintenance dose that I usually take every single day. It's basically negligible. I'm gonna use some French gray salt in this one. Here we go. So yeah, if you're someone who might be watching this and you're like, oh, I can't have spices, like, that sucks. That sucks that you can't have spices. I can still have spices, as far as I know, and I might try a little bit of time where I don't have any spices, but like I said before, I'm still having all kinds of benefits on this way of eating, and at the moment, I am not ready to let go of spices, and I don't know if I will be in the future either, but I'm really open to it. I hope I don't have to. I love cooking. I love using spices, but time will tell, I suppose. Here's my dinner. I've got the ground beef with the A2 Havarti cheese, a little bit of full-fat Greek yogurt, some butter, lettuce, a little bit of cucumber, red pepper, and some homemade zucchini salsa, all fairly low oxalate vegetables there. The red peppers apparently are less oxalate than the other colors. And here is my last meal of the day. It's about a cup of frozen organic berries from Costco, and a dollop of organic green yogurt and a little bit of maple syrup on top. And I like to save my carbs for like the last meal of the day, and then I don't crave carbs at all day. And I don't know, like eventually I might drop this whole carb thing at the end of the day, but for now it seems to be serving me well and helping me have a really good sleep. So this concludes my what I eat in a day on an animal-based diet. I also wanted to add that I had a really bad sleep last night. Like there was a cat fight out here at 1:30 in the morning. We had to go save our domestic boy, and I left the bed at like 4 a.m. because my husband was snoring, and I went to bed really late to begin with, my fault, but like it didn't really slow me down at all today. I still got tons of stuff done. We just got back from an award ceremony for my son. He was MVP on his basketball team. So end of school stuff, just clearing up. But like I had tons of energy despite my bad sleep. I just feel amazing on this way of eating. I feel like I have this newfound kind of like superpower. So I would love to hear if you are also giving this a try, or which version of animal-based or carnivore you might be exploring or thinking of exploring. Feel free to share in the comments. I love to hear about it. I love to hear how it's going for everybody. But thanks so much for being here, you guys. I hope it was helpful or at least interesting, and I'll see you next time. Bye.